for the people. Okay.
No.
Okay, so I was saying that the meeting is about discussing the possibility to launch a petition in support of the Citizens Convention outcome, so the constitutional draft that we have elaborated in the last 6 months. You all received, sorry guys, can you mute your microphones, because I
What
heard
shall I do? What do you ask?
to mute your microphones so I don't hear the echo of my voice. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, so you received the 2 different versions of the petition. They are quite different. There is a short version and a long version. Okay, we will discuss this after a brief statement by our president. So I give the floor to Leo, and then I have the floor again, and we start discussing the petition. Leo?
Mute myself. Everybody can hear me? Yeah? Okay, let's go. Well, thank you very much, Mauro, for giving me the floor. First of all, I would like to thank all the members of the Citizens Convention for their work, 6 months hard work to improve the federal constitution. I think it has become an exceptional product. It is founded on the cornerstones of federal state building, democratic aspects, including various forms of citizen participation, safeguards for the protection of the trias politica, protection of the sovereignty of member states. It is based on a multidisciplinary approach like philosophy, politics, theology, esoteric aspects, system theory, whatever. It is a very, very good product that we have made, and it is special because it is in 2 ways. It is a special product because it's not only in the way it came about, the process, the procedure, but also in its content. It is as far as I know, a federal constitution that has never been produced before in the last 200 years, in the way it is produced and the result eventually. So I'm particularly proud that we have achieved this form of an extensive peer review. Now, the Constitution and the explanatory notes, and they are already on the website. And next week, I hope next week, 13 or 14 in-depth studies will be posted as well on the website. The making of the volume of in-depth studies is going on, very fine. And already 9 studies are recorded, registered and processed. And I am expecting another 4, maybe 5 studies more in the coming days. But in the meantime, at this moment, we are already compiling the 3 products into a book. 3 products meaning the Constitution, the explanation, and the in-depth study compiled in one comprehensive book. And we are going to approach an international publisher in London, a publisher who is publishing books like this, academic books like this, to see if they are, let's say, prepared and willing to publish our book. But now, as Mauro also said, a new phase is beginning. We must spread our product as widely as possible and draw attention to it. Attention by federalist movements, by the media, by politicians, and so on. And that means, among other things, that we will not close the Citizens Convention. We keep the Citizens Convention open. In this second phase, this new phase, we see the involvement of the members of the Citizens Convention as a dominant factor in bridging the gap between now, the completed product, and the phase later when we ask the citizens of Europe to ratify that product. So we again Mo said it, we are starting now the new phase with a petition to see, discuss the best version. There is a short version, there is a long version, and if we choose one of the two versions, can it still be improved? And do we need a special strategy to reach out as to many people as possible? And of course, what can the members of the Citizens Convention do in this respect? So I leave it up to Mauro to lead on the meeting, and I give the floor back to Mauro. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Leo. Basically, can you unmute again, Leo? Okay. So the idea to launch the petition was an idea by the FAEF board, and this idea is because we don't want to waste another crisis. So in reality, we have still two crises, because we still have the COVID crisis that is running, even if probably in a less critical phase, but it's still on the ground. And then the new crisis with the war in Ukraine, and the very difficult situation on the ground, with many countries involved with in providing weapons to one or the other side, and the possibility to have a wider an extension of the conflict. So we have two big crises, and the European Union is not performing well in those crises, with still division, not a common line, and probably in a few weeks we will see major conflicts appearing between some countries and other countries. Some countries are more linked with Russian natural resources, like my country, Italy, indeed Germany also, and others, and other countries are more free to perform their politics, and that they are not so afflicted by Russian prime raw materials. So the petition, we have two different texts, and the objective of the petition is to try to get the attention of a regular press, to try to get attention by other organized groups, European pro-European movements, indeed, but also other organizations, and even private organizations. So if this petition collects enough consensus, and it reaches a good collection of signatures, probably we can catch the attention of the press, and we can hope in a large diffusion over the social media and other networks. And this can put our constitution text on the spotlight, hoping to find more consensus around it. I remember to you that our project is to try to find a way to have this constitution ratified by European citizens. So this is very difficult, starting from the limited platform that the FAEF organization, a newborn organization, can provide. So we have to enlarge, to make a larger, a broader platform. We have to discuss 3 points. First point, what of the two proposed texts we want to take as a basis and to propose as a petition. And the second point is which platform could better host our petition. The third point is how we have in mind to disseminate the petition over Europe. So about the first point, we start now. I try to share my screen so we can have, we can see the two proposed texts. Just a second. Okay. Let me see if I can share the screen. Do you see my screen? Yeah?
Yes, we are seeing your
Okay.
screen, but your mailbox.
Okay, yes. I'm trying to find the text of the two proposed petitions. Okay. This is progress report 27, and the petition should be there. Okay, draft petition 1 is this one. It is the longer text, and you can see, as you can see, and it points out it's very specific with the current situation, so the crime crisis and other big problems that are appearing in Europe and worldwide in the last years. I think that you all have read the petition text, and the second, and at the end of the petition, so it is appealing to the President of the European Parliament. So asking to facilitate the ratification process by all means necessary to establish the Federated States of Europe. And then indeed we link the whole petition to the proposed constitutional text. Second petition is a shorter one, and as you can say, it's easy to understand that it points out it's focused on the word constitution. So it repeats the word constitution 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. So it's every line it's about the constitution. So we point out that we want a constitution. This is completely different from a treaty-based intergovernmental system. And it is addressed directly to the seniors, because it says at the end, become a proud co-founder of the Federated States of Europe and sign the petition. So basically it says that every person who is going to sign a petition asking for the ratification of our constitution can be considered as a co-founder of the Federated States of Europe. So now I will stop the screen share here, so you can have at least a part of the proposed text under your eyes, and then I'll make observations about one or the other text. Does someone want to take the floor and comment the petition text? Javier, Berend? Okay, so you can basically unmute.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now.
Thanks.
The first thing is that as I see now, the first petition is the more formal one, and the second one is the less formal one. The last one, I would prefer to use in public, and then, but I don't want to throw away the first one, because the first one is far more official, it's far more scholarly, and I would like to use that petition in let's say in the field of people that are within, who are active within governments. So I will choose one for public use, for let's say for civil use, and the other one I would like to use in the context of civil servants and that kind of people.
Okay, thanks, Berend. Ada?
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Yeah,
Go.
Berend, do I understand well that you prefer two versions? Both?
yes, yes. I
Listen.
prefer, don't listen. You listen. You have a house of the citizens. So address the citizens. But
But-
then you have a house of the states. So you address the states. Those are two spheres of thinking. They are different.
Yeah, I understand that, but we cannot address that. The petition is going out to the whole world.
Yeah, okay, then
So address, there are no
listen.
people to address it to specifically.
Okay, if you want to address the whole world, use the one that is less formal. Because if you want people, normal people to understand, they don't have a good feeling for legalistic texts.
So you said that the short version is less formal.
Yes, the second version, what I have here in front of me is the second version. In the text that I received, the short version was first. But this is the second text. The second text, the second petition is directed to the people.
Let's talk about first or second text, because that might be confusing. It is the short one or the long one.
The short one is for the people.
Is for the people, yeah, and that is what we like to address the most, of course.
Yeah.
If
I understand.
Yeah.
if I also may add something, I absolutely agree with Berend. I think we don't have to discard the one that we are not going to use, because maybe we will need it for a more formal public, and that the first, the shorter text, the second text, that can be the starting point. And one remark that I also want to make regarding the points that I haven't had the opportunity to read both of both texts, and I'm aiming, I'm now focus on the study that I'm going to make about the SSM supervision. But one of the points that I also think that is important to mention is not just the COVID crisis and the crisis from Russia and the war between Russia and Ukraine, but also mention the financial crisis that we are living now. That is also leading to a lot of insolvency from Russian banks, including recently insolvency in the Netherlands, and also the inflation. So I think it's also important to remark, beside the COVID crisis and beside the war, also the financial crisis that we are living now. It's, I think, one of the biggest concerns, and that the European Parliament is not facing on the way that it should have been.
Thanks, Moses. Other comments? Yes, Francisco?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Francisco, and then Javier. Francisco, you have to unmute.
Okay. I work in advertising, so in my opinion, the shortest one is could be better, because in my work, the shortest the better. Okay, but I think that the longest one is more direct, more understandable, and more effective, more, in my opinion, even if it is longer, it is stronger. Okay, Maybe that when in the first part we are speaking about the Ukraine war, maybe that in 1 or 2 months we observe hold, you know, if we speak about the Ukraine war, if it ends in the hopefully in 1 month or, but on the other hand, I prefer the longest one. Is stronger, is more direct. That's all.
Okay, Javier?
Yes. So then, as far as I have read 2 or 3 times each one, I am completely sure that the first one is the best to give it away at once, tomorrow, if possible, because it is very easy to understand everybody. And the second one, it is more formally, and then we can think longer what we are going to do. I think it's a good idea to send it to the President of the Parliament, but the President of the European Parliament is very busy now. Everybody in the institutions are very busy. But maybe when the conference on the future of Europe is finished, then they will pay more attention. So therefore, at the beginning, I think Varen said the 2 versions we should use. And then I am this opinion too. So sum up, the short version to give it away right now, and the second one we will have time to send to the institutions, starting with the European Parliament.
Thanks, Javier.
So can I speak, Mauro?
Yes? Oh,
Javier, you also think of using both, maybe improved a little bit, adapted a little bit, but the short one first, and then some weeks later, the second one. That's
Yes.
what you say?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So both are functional, but as Berend said, they are functional for different groups. It's all right. I think I like this idea of using both, sending one the next week and in, let's say, in another month, the other one. At the moment, because you must understand, Mauro, that's what I would like to say. I expect within more or less 2 weeks, ultimum, that the in-depth study are completely ready. So then we have a complete product. And when we have a complete product, we might draw attention again as for a second time to show the complete product in one glance. You understand what I mean? So there might be a reason for using both versions, the short one now and another one in 2 or 3 weeks.
okay, clear. So other comments about the 2 petition drafts? Okay. So yes, this possibility to have both the petitions running at the same time or with different timelines was in reality already considered by the board. I think that we could, if you also agree, Leo, we could try to elaborate a little bit more the 2 texts and start as soon as possible with the short one that is the more maybe the more useful for the average citizen. And then we can pay more attention on elaborating again and try to make a perfect product for the second, the longer petition. And we can use this in order to try to catch the attention of politicians and political groups and the institutions. Is this the common sense that is raising from all of you?
Mauro,
Yeah, yeah.
can I speak? Can I?
Go.
My line is very bad. Sometimes I cannot hear what someone is telling. Is your line also bad?
No,
No?
it's very good.
It is. I can hardly hear what you are saying. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. So it is my problem. So my connection is not good at this moment. Sorry, but go on, continue. But I would like to ask one thing. Can we talk also about let's say, what the Citizens Convention members can do in distributing the petition?
Yes, it's the third point. Now we are discussing as point 1, the text, then point 2, the platform in which we are going to share the petitions, and then the third point, what we can do in order to diffuse the petition, so including also the members of the Citizens Convention. Javier raised his hand. So Javier?
Really? I didn't realize that. I don't know what to say.
Sorry, probably Emirate or something.
No, I raised the hand because I thought we were going to vote for the first or the second version, whatever it was. But it's okay for now.
Okay, it seems to me that basically we all agree that both texts should be used. So the short text for average citizens that can be easily understood by everyone, and the longer text for institutions, politicians, officials, and so on. I catch the opinion of all of you this way?
I think that both can be used, but in my opinion, my personal opinion, the first one is more direct, more understandable for everyone. And the second one, the shortest one, is more formal. So the second one could be used for institution. And the first one, the longest one, is more complete, more clear.
So can I ask you a question? You think that the text, this text, can you see it?
Yeah.
Petition text number 2, that is the shorter one. Francesco, do you think that this is difficult to understand for an average citizen?
For institution, for it's my opinion, it's well written, but it's formal. The first one explains the reason why we need a new constitution, and this one, the second one, the shortest one, doesn't explain in this way, like the first one, the longest one. So it, in my opinion, is more understandable by normal people, by not institution.
Okay. So we have some different opinions.
But we agree that we can use both.
Okay.
Mauro?
Yeah.
There's a possibility to start a petition on the website of the European Commission. Maybe we can do that at the same time and then use the more formal one, the long version.
That seems to be a perfect idea, in my opinion, Peter.
Okay.
So if I understand correctly, the longer one for the institutional website, and the other one we can publish, for instance, on change.org or another platform.
Yes.
What the other think about this? Yes,
Yes,
Baron?
I think it's a good idea what Peter said, to commission and then to the platform, the other one.
Okay, thanks. Baron?
Yeah, I would like to use the longer one for my contacts with the prime ministers in the Caribbean areas, for instance Suriname, and the shorter one I would like to I consider to use with my local contacts in the world of the local papers. So I will start as of Monday. I will start raising consciousness in the peoples of the Caribbean and the northern part of South America for this project, because I feel that there is little understanding of the essentialities of these parts of the world for Europe.
Okay, thanks, Baron. Others? I just read that Moses has to leave the room.
Yes, I need to leave. My son just woke up and my wife's not at home, but I will call Leo afterwards to give an update regarding the in-depth studies regarding the SSM supervision element and also regarding this meeting.
Okay, thank you
Thank
very
you,
much
everyone.
for participating.
Bye-bye.
And have a good day. Okay, so I think that maybe if you also agree, Leo, we could stop a few hours, check again the two texts, and make some eventual re-elaboration about the use that we want to do of the two petitions. Because if you wanted to put the longer petition on the website of the Commission, maybe we could rearrange a little bit it, and then keep the guys in this room and the more active guys of the Citizens Convention informed by email, and then start diffusing the longer petition by the Commission website. And for the shorter text, I don't think that this should be elaborated much, but maybe we can check together this again in order to be sure, and we can decide to publish it on as to point number 2. So discussing about which platform is the better one for this kind of petition. And I think that the two more new and more powerful platforms worldwide are change.org and Avas. Okay, we already used as FAEF change.org a pair of years ago, and we launched another petition that was called SOS Europe. And the web platform worked quite well. The point is that, as far as I understand, change.org permits you to publish a petition with a sort of multiple language tool. So you can easily switch from a language to another. That could be useful. Indeed, this implies that in order to be complete, we have not only to translate the petition text in other languages. This is quite easy because it's a very short text, but also at least the constitutional draft. And this could take a few days, if not a few weeks, probably. So we have to decide if we want to have a petition that has a multi-language tool, at least for the main languages, by saying English, German, Spanish, Italian, French, and possible other languages, or if we go with an English petition, and those limiting a little bit the diffusion of the text, because it cannot be easily read by non-English speakers. I wanted to ask your opinion about this point.
Can I start? Yes.
Yeah.
So as far as you know, I was one of the first. I started asking on the board for some possibilities to do this. After having seen, now I am in a position to say that the best we can do is to leave it only in English, because we have to fight with the institutions, the parliament, the commission, or whatever, and there will be only one written constitution with the original version, English. If ever I have to send somebody that's maybe he cannot to translate with a translator, or they are not very keen, or I know that many people nowadays on the smartphones, they don't have so many possibilities, then I will do that for them. But only making clear, the original version is the English one, and this will remain forever. Everybody can afford for a normal translations, free translations, or if he wants, he can go to a translator, official translator, and can translate the Constitution into their mother tongue. Otherwise, we are going to get very confused. This is my opinion. And then you see that I try to make a team to translate into several languages, you know. So then if we can live like this, I will be very happy.
Okay, thanks. Others? Peter, Berend, Francesco? Yes, Berend, you have to mute as usual.
I don't have comments. It's completely understandable. I know what to do. I will start Monday.
Okay, okay, thanks. Peter, Leo disappeared.
More you prefer change.org?
Well,
Yeah, I agree. There's no problem.
Being honest, I already used the change.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not the perfection, you know, but I know how to use, how to handle with this tool. I checked again Avas and other platforms, but I don't see any advantage in changing the platform. So if nobody...
Again about the platform, I would like to say something.
Yeah,
the EICI, the European Initiative, they have the advantage that the platform is also good. And on top of that, the translations of the language are very accurate. So therefore, we will have to think twice before choosing, because I have had in the past some, well, I didn't do any petition myself, but with other people, and the org, the organization or change.org, they make confusing people because they think they sign for something which is going to go very far, and it's not going to go very far anyway. I have never heard that your change organization has been successful presenting the signatures anywhere, any place in the world. On the other hand, the ITA, if you see that with 1 million signatures, the Constitution has to be written or has to be discussed in the European Parliament is one advantage. Languages and 1 million signatures will go to the Parliament, yes, whatever it happens.
Okay, and this is an important point indeed. But my question to you, but also to others, what should we do in order to be online with the ACE? What are the requirements we need?
The requirements is very easy. you know, you have to present the project you want to put in the ICA. And then you have to write down the objective. And the objective for us is the whole Constitution. You can put the short version at the beginning, and then the whole Constitution will be our objective. And this will be parallel in 24 languages of the European Union anyway. And afterwards, we will have other people, they have ICS in the past, they could help us, you know, because those people are aware that if we have a federation, many things will be introduced in Europe easier than it is now. On the other hand, with org organizations, the last one I read is that the stewardess wanted to wear shoes, quiet shoes, you know. So it is not very serious. And then on top of that, as I tell you, I have never heard any action of the or the change organization that have reached anywhere in the world.
Sorry, I had a problem with my microphone. About this ACI platform, I did not use it before, so basically I should study the whole thing. Is there a possibility that is a tool of the platform that makes it easy to share the petition to other persons? Unmute, please.
Because the process in the ICA, you have to present a project, and you have to be the representative of the federation, and there will be 4 or 5 more people, and they are responsible for the content of the project. And then afterwards, the commission takes 1 or 2 months until it is approved. When it is approved, then they will be sent to us to have a look on this, and then if it is okay, then they will accept it, and then in 1 or 2 months more, then we can start the promotion of the Constitution. And then from this moment on, we have 1 year to get 1 million signatures. If these 1 million signatures are achieved, the parliament has to discuss the matter. And if the parliament approve it on the majority, they will have to recommend the states to go and put the constitutions to their citizens for a ratification.
Yes, but it is a very long scenario.
Well, but it is more sure. We have 1 million signatures, and then the constitution, it is 99% will approve in the European Parliament. And then
I don't think so, because the constitution is something that is completely out of the treaties.
No. The ICA, it doesn't matter with the treaties or with the institutions. This is a matter of the citizens. So once the petition it is approved, the citizens are the boss of the project, because it is written down. Once the 1 million signatures are achieved, the parliament has to discuss the matter. And then the parliament will decide for majority if it is approved or not. And if it is approved, they will have to recommend the states to put into ratification. And this is 100% like this, because you know that I have been following the basic income, and it is like this. If the basic income nowadays still by 300,000 signatures won't arrive to the 1 million signatures. But we know there, if we have achieved the 1 million signatures, the parliament had to do this process, what I told you before, to discuss it, to approve it, or to reject it. But if it is approved, there will not be the income or the basic income, but they will have to be recommended to the states. And in this case, as the European Union had no any social institution for the social Europe, then every state will decide whether they introduce the basic income or not. So, and this will happen with us, that the parliament has not able for legislative matters in all the European countries. They will have only to recommend it to the rest of to the European states members to put into referendum to make a ratification for the Constitution.
Okay, I have two questions. First question, does this possibility to have the petition on the website of the AC can be immediately started or
tomorrow?
Tomorrow. So this is the
we can do that online, and I think you have to go one time to Brussels maybe for to recognize you are a person, or Mr. President is there and whatever. I think it's only when you have to go there. Otherwise, you can make everything online.
Okay, second question. Indeed, we have to reach at least 1 million signatures. That it's not.
No. Only online. It is possible to have sheets, but only took.
I understood this.
Okay.
Signatures can be collected online. Okay, fine. But what do we do in order to make this 1 million signature objective feasible?
Well, for example,
I mean, sorry, just 1 second, Javier. I mean, change.org and other platforms easily permits you to share the link of your petition, and then you can send it to your friends, to your inner circle, to your contacts, and this makes possible to have a lot of signatures if the petition is shared and shareable one. Okay. Is this possible also with this website, this institutional
much
website?
Much better than the change organization.
Okay.
And on top of that, from the beginning, every citizen of Europe can read the objective of the Constitution in their own language, official languages of the European Union. For this is still good. The languages are very good for every citizen.
Yeah, indeed.
So
Okay.
therefore.
Okay, what do the others say? Nobody wants to take the floor?
Well, it is a pity. It is a pity because the ICA is not very well known, and then they are confused. And this is what I have explained you now today. It is very important. Once the ICA it is approved by the Commission, the IC belongs to the citizens. They cannot change anything else until we reach the 1 million or more signatures. And it's official.
Okay, frankly speaking, it's interesting indeed that if we reach a higher number of signatures, this has to be discussed by the European Parliament. It's interesting indeed. But what I personally think it's more important is that we reach 1 million signatures, because if we reach 1 million signatures, this will immediately be recognized by regular press and by other organizations. And probably we need also less than 1 million signatures before we are recognized by a lot of organizations, journals, newspapers, and so on. And our project is discussed. Anyway, I think we should seriously take into account to see how this can be done with the AC website. Maybe we can discuss this in the following 2 or 3 days, if you agree.
Well, I think it is better to wait until we have start looking on the ITA, and then we can tell more to the assistants to the conference, because 10 or 15 days will take, you know.
Okay. Berend, do you want to take the floor? You
Okay, I will just remark that there are international organizations like AVA, AAZ, AVAZ. I'm part of that. I'm regularly interviewed. Maybe we can look into this type of international organizations, because as far as I know, at this very moment, AVAZ has 45 million members all over the world. So if you want to go global, I might suggest to look into ways to address these issues which we are discussing today with that type of organizations.
One very important thing, I'm not 100% sure, but I think once the ITA is on the way, you can use it, the change organization. I'm not very sure. I thought it was a try in an ITA, and then you have to discuss with the change organization to make possible that the signatures there are introduced to the general account of the ITA. So then this is something very important. And then it will be worldwide.
This is very important because this change is completely...
But I'm not sure, because there was only a talk we had one time, you know.
Can you check this?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thanks. So and you will refer to us if this is possible, because if this is possible, and we agree that we should also use the EC, this can be a combo of 2 different powerful platforms. Okay, others?
Yes, because at the beginning, this is another thing that I'm thinking now. At the beginning of the basic income, then people thought that they could sign also in the change organization, that they could sign, but then they realized they couldn't add to the general account of signatures. And then therefore, as far as I remember, it was a possibility, but you had to give the permission change.org for the signatures to be collected directly. So therefore, I have to check this.
Okay. Others? Leo, Francesco, Peter? Okay. So, Javier, I will personally check the functioning of the ACEE platform. And then I ask you to check this very important detail about how this can be combined with change.org or another similar platform. This affects also the last point we are going to discuss, because the last point is about what can we do as members of FAEF, as members of the Citizens Convention, also the other guys that are not attending today. What can we do in order to diffuse the petition once the petition is online in a platform or another, or in both platforms? So I think that basically each of us has 3 different possibilities. The first possibility is by sharing the petition by social media with persons who are very active with social media, indeed. And this is one, and it's quite easy. The second possibility is by email, so a traditional but effective way to share a message. So each of us can send emails to his or her inner circle, indeed. And that was already said by Berend a few minutes ago. And the third way is to try to elaborate a sort of press release by FAEF or by FAEF Citizens Convention. We have to pick up one of the two, and send this press release to newspapers, journals, websites, institutions too. Okay, I think that those are the three main channels. But yes, just 1 second, Javier. Maybe we can individuate also other channels or other means to make the petition diffused. Francesco, you are a professional. Can you take the floor on this? Do you have some ideas, some proposals?
The most important thing is to get a database of the journalists' emails and send to all of them. This is, in my opinion, our priority, because, you know, Europe Today, from my side, is important, but I don't know how many people we can reach with our publication, with our online magazine. But from my experience, the really most important thing is a database with the journalist, with the emails of a journalist.
Okay.
Of main magazine newspapers in all the European countries.
Can you support us with the collection of these addresses?
Yes, I can try, because in my work I have connection with journalists, but in specific fields, you know. And I think that the journalists that could be interested in our constitution could be absolutely the political ones in firstly, and it takes a long time to get these emails, so it's not a matter of a few days. But
okay.
I can try to work on it.
Thanks. Leo, do we already have a list of journalists, newspapers? Leo, can you hear me?
I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
So maybe I can help or to give an idea to Francesco, because how many addresses do you think would be a good number to start with?
In my opinion,
Yes.
I think at least 50 for country.
Yes, but 50 per country. So then about 1,500 signatures. 27, 50, so more or less, no? 1,500 signatures. Imagine that we write a letter or on one of the reports to the members of the convention. They are 70, so they have to write down 20 addresses each, more or less. Somebody will be to 50. But the most important thing is to find a link where you can see the newspapers of Europe and maybe of the world.
Yeah.
You have one?
No.
I have one. I can send it right now. Any country in the world you find there every paper in each country you're looking for. So therefore, well, there is a technique where when you are inside, then you have to find out where is the contact, you know. So then it took me a long time where I found the best way in every paper to find out. Maybe, for example, I give you an idea. In France, they say, write down the first letter of the journalist, point, and the name, and then it and so on. But most of them, you have to look only for the contact. So when you look for the contact, usually comes the redaction or editor or whatever. But after 10 or 15 addresses, then it is very easy.
Yes, in my experience in the newspapers, many journalists change the newspaper in which they work. So if you got an email in a newspaper, maybe that 2 months later that email address is old, doesn't work, you know. In Italy, this is the situation.
Well, you have to. If we don't try, then we don't know. But
no. We have to try.
But not everybody will leave the paper. For example, if somebody working on the Figaro in France, I'm pretty sure that we have taken, I think, 3 of them. Not all the 3 will go away in the next year, you know. So maybe 1. So therefore, but at least at the to the editor or to the paper, you can have the address, you know, because the editor, they can choose now the journalist where they can write or to investigate the matter, you know. So at least you can have, what I'm doing is more or less 2 to 4, depends on the country, when I get this link. And then in the end, it is important to have at least 2 to 4 addresses of every country. And this is what I am doing now with about 150 addresses in Europe. So I usually work or looking for that in Europe. Well, I will send you the link, and then we can keep in touch, and then we will see how can we tell people how to find addresses. I mean, when getting in touch with the group of the convention, you know, because it would be really easy. If 20 addresses per each member, it doesn't take a long time, you know. So then if we understand the matter, we can then contact a member of the convention to help us to get these 1,500 addresses.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
So we are helping Mauro.
Yeah.
This is the 4th point.
Okay, indeed. Anyway, I think we should.
But I have one more point.
So the 5th one?
Yes, the 5th one. Imagine.
Okay.
Imagine, not only the son of Lennon, but imagine that
Okay.
Leo, where is the nearest big city where you live?
Sorry, I did not understand.
Where do you live? In Italy? I think you live in Italy. You live where you are living in Italy.
Is Javier talking about me?
Ah, okay. Not yet, but maybe you can help me.
Sorry.
No, Leo, maybe you can help.
I heard my name, but I cannot understand what you said because my laptop is not functioning.
Okay.
Sorry. I cannot hear it.
Okay, I repeat my 5th point for promotion. Imagine that I live near Berlin. Okay? No, listen.
No.
Okay, Mauro.
Okay. Sorry, Javier. He will listen again because we are recording the video. So he will receive the video by Peter and he will hear everything.
Ah, okay.
Now it's difficult to him, but he will hear later. So say to us, and then he will be able to hear again.
Okay, Mauro, where do you live in Italy?
In Italy, yeah.
Where? What is nearest city? The nearest big city.
Near Venice. Okay.
Yeah. Where is
Near
it?
Venice. Venice.
Ah, Venice, fantastic. And Venice had a parliament or a town hall.
Yes, it has a
Okay,
municipality.
imagine you go to Venice and then I go to Kassel, to the town hall,
Yeah.
once a week or twice a week with a European draft, and then with a constitution and a paper to sign it, whatever it is, you know.
Yeah.
And then we are making publicity in many cities that we are able to do that. And then not everybody has to do that at once, but everybody can do that whenever he has time. For example, I can choose Friday, but then there are people that choose Saturday or Sunday. And then I can assure you that when you sit in a place with a chair, no need more a table, but with a chair and a European flag, and then you have something on the hands, and then you have some publicity to give to people. And this is not only once, but at least 1 or 2 times per month, and in the same place, and then people get attention, they see the same person with the same flag and with the same action. And therefore, there would be not only to make publicity, but in the event that we are making this 1 million signatures, it will help a lot. Because this is an experience that the basic income they have done. They have got more signatures in the last time because they could go to the places than ever before. So that for collecting people interested in the matter, it would be very important if we are next to them, you know. For example, here in Germany, in Hessen, where I live, they have just now the right for the referendum whenever 50 or 60,000 signatures are collected. And I was there informing people and getting signature for 5 years ago, and then for 2 years ago, the Parliament of the land, they approved it. And they were there, not only online, but there at the place and the same place every Sunday.
Okay.
So, and every country.
Okay, thanks, Xavier. Indeed, this is interesting and really useful. But we have to check, because this implies that we should have, how can I say, a little army in Europe, not only in Essen, not only in Venice. And unfortunately, I have very few days that I can do such an initiative.
It's only a matter of willing and a little bit luck. Imagine with the lady of Friday for Future, it was 2 months in front of the parliament. And afterwards, she didn't do anything else. All people did the rest. So
yes,
imagine we can.
An important difference, Javier. Greta Thunberg, the first, the initiator of the Friday for Futures movement, had not a specific political proposal. She only had, she only wanted to focus on some big and very important problems. Okay, we already know that those problems are present, are here, but we have a strong, important political proposal. Indeed, this is not easy to explain this political proposal, because this is a solution, but it's also an elaborated solution. It's a constitution, it's an easy constitution, but it's a legal text. So it's not so easy to stop someone in a place or near to a municipality and say, look.
No, at the place. You know what, to go to the municipality, you have to sit in front of the town hall. And then and then you don't have to go to people and say the constitution is needed for Europe. We have to tell them, if we had a constitution, a federal constitution, Europe will be able to avoid wars. You see what you have seen now, it could happen in 50 years again, or in 20, or in 10. If we are able to have a real state, federal state, we will avoid wars. And this is a big problem, big more than the climate change.
Okay, anyway, we have to collect enough forces in order to do this street work. Okay, actually, we don't have those forces. We have a few individuals that can make this. It's not nothing, it's maybe a beginning. But we have to check what those individuals can do in the best performing way in order to diffuse our project and our request to have this constitution ratified by European citizens. If in Essen or in another city or in another country in Europe, the best way, in your opinion, is to go to the streets and to stop near the parliament, to stop near the city hall, it's okay. Do that. Okay. If this can raise signatures for our petitions, once the petitions are online, and you think this is the best way, it's okay. If someone else who maybe cannot be on the streets like me, because it's very difficult for me.
It was only an example, Mauro. I didn't mean you.
Yeah, indeed. But what I'm saying that each of us, each of the other members of the Citizens Conventions, of the other supporters who are not part of the Citizens Conventions, but we have some supporters, can help us in a way or in another. If they help us by diffusing the petition, just staying at home and sending out well-written emails, this is okay. If they can go to the town hall, the city hall, this is okay too, if it's functional. Okay. But maybe we will have the possibility to discuss this in the coming days. Now I think we should go to the end of this meeting. I want to report to you a message by Leo, because Leo is typing some messages to me. Leo says that he's very happy. We're very happy, sorry, with the decision to issue 2 petitions through 2 different platforms. So this is very interesting, and this is the outcome, in my opinion, of today's meeting. We will elaborate a little bit the 2 proposed texts in order to adapt those already existing drafts to the strategy we have outlined right now. So 2 petitions and 2 platforms. Once we have readapted a little bit the 2 texts, in a few hours, I think, so maybe 1 or 2 days later, we will send to all of you and to the more active members of the Citizens Convention an email asking to other comments or proposals if there are any. Okay, so we will keep in touch by email in a few days. Okay, do you have some observations or other proposals, because the meeting is closed? Baron says no. Peter says it's all okay. Leo, can you hear us? Probably not. Okay, Francisco? No. Javier?
Everything is okay.
So I thank you very much. Fortunately, we have recorded the meeting, so Leo will have the opportunity to hear again all what was said by us. So Martina, hi Martina. Unfortunately, we are closing the meeting, but we reached at least one important decision, and this decision is to use both the petition texts. The longer text will be used for institutions, politicians, officials, and the shorter text will be used for the average citizens. We will study the possibility to share the shorter text by the ACE institution and by change.org at the same time. We will anyway keep in touch by email in the coming hours, not later than 1 or 2 days. You will all receive by us an email. So additional comments, proposals, and adjustments can be made by the all of you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Just want to say hi to everybody. I'm sorry I couldn't be in this meeting, but unfortunately I did not get this invitation. If not 5 minutes before the meeting was starting, because from some reasons I did not receive my the emails on my Gmail account. Unfortunately, I don't use the FAEF account, but it's not a problem. Just I'm very pleased that you reached your agreement, and I'm
you
working
do agree.
with
And you agree what we have.
Yeah. I agree, and I was just listening to what you said, Javier. I agree with you. It would be very good to organize the tables in front of the town hall.
Yes,
it's the best, and we are 55 people from all over Europe. So if we started, it's a hard work, but it would. But we will talk about this in later.
But it is healthy. But it is healthy doing that. Going out, getting the sun, getting signatures, making history, you know.
Unless it rains too much.
No.
Well, we will do our job only in summertime.
Okay. Yeah, no, we have to maybe in later times. We should really have just a meeting talking about this idea and see, you know, the pro and the you know the difficulties, and see how we can overcome those and make it because I find it's a good idea, Javier. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
And then I count on you above all. So then everybody will help, but you and me have to be at the front.
Okay.
So I'm very happy too. Thank you very much.
Okay, so the head of the army, Martina and Javier.
Yes, we have, you know, we are thinking in the present what is going to happen in the future, and this helps. It helps a lot, so that it is much easier to work.
Okay, thank you all for having participated to the meeting. As I already said, we will keep in touch by email, and I wish to all of you a good weekend.
Same to you. Bye bye.
Bye
All
bye.
the best.